Okay guys, so common situation, you've done all the hard work, you've got to the armbar, but the guy is gripping up, okay? And this guy has a bunch of different grips. He's naturally gone for this S grip. He can grab his own sleeve, he can rear naked choke it, he can do all sorts of different things. So obviously depending what grip he does, depends what I do, okay? So first of all, when you get there and he does grip, this is a perfect time just to tighten everything up. So if you've landed in this armbar with your hips away from the shoulder, this is a perfect time to scoot your butt in and start securing this grip. Normally I'll try and keep their tricep, their elbow, connected to my chest. So I don't really want to do this. This allows him maybe potentially, especially no-gi, a little bit of space to start sliding that elbow down. Especially if my hips are a little bit further away from his shoulder. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Okay, so number one, we tighten everything up. I get my hips in nice and close. I get a secure grip on the arm, so holding it tight to the chest, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with my feet. It's my preference that in most cases, especially in this position, I'm going to cross my feet. You might get some old school guys saying, oh, you shouldn't. I almost disagree with that 100%. In this position, I almost always close my feet, and there's different ways to do it, okay? If I have this one on top, I have less pressure on his head. So potentially, he has more chance of sitting up. Again, this is very common. He'll start rocking his legs. He'll start sitting up. He might even get up to his knees. Yeah, exactly. I get stacked and I'm not able to finish my armbar, okay? If that is the case, either I put this one on the bottom and I'll spread my knees a little bit so you might be able to see right away, I've got pressure onto his face. So if he does want to sit up, it's already a little bit harder rather than having this one on top. There's a little gap here, he might be able to come up. Even if that was the case, if he tried to come up, this one I'll always use as a posting hand. So if he tries to come up now, so again, it's my preference, when I tighten everything up and I secure everything, this one, the one closest to his head, is going to control his arm. So if at any point he does rock and he does try to come up, this post is going to get rid of everything. And then, like I said, if I want, I can cross my feet with the one over the head on the bottom, okay? I might change that. If he's trying to turn either to do this hitchhiker escape or to twist towards me, I want to pull his shoulders and everything in towards me so that his body can't rotate under my legs. So I'll put this one on the bottom and I'll really pull my heels in. If he tries to turn his body now, it's very hard because his shoulders are squeezed in between my heels and my butt and hips. Okay? Yes, I have less pressure on the head, but if he does try to sit up, I have my post in hand, which can always take care of that. If I want more pressure on the head, I'll switch and I'll keep more weight over his head. Okay? So scooting your hips in, securing the arm, keeping the elbow in contact with your chest. This is very common. People will sit like this, or new people will at least, and this does nothing. I'm not working the grip at all. I give him too much space to potentially escape, so we always sit up to the armbar, okay, and we deal with the grip here, okay? So how Adam's gripping now, this S grip, or with like this, some people do this one, yeah. The worst one he could possibly do is just grab a single wrist. Yeah, like this. I love it when people do this. This is literally the most leverage you could get to break a grip. So just pushing like above this hand. Same on the other way, so if he grabs, that's it. Look, this is the most leverage you could get. Not only that, you have an easy wrist lock. I'm just gonna fold that in right away. He's either gonna tap or release the grip, okay? So for this guy, I advise not grabbing your wrist. I understand sometimes it's all you can get, but this is worthless, okay? With this grip, he's only strong when it's close and in front of him. So the principle of this one is the further I can get the grip away and in a higher or more unnatural position, the weaker the grip's going to be, okay? So the easiest one here is to slide the hand up to the grip, because this is the problem, not here, don't want to be pulling on this, and take it up and away from his head. Now again, what beginners do with this is as they go to fall here, they fall away from the grip and they lose all strength and power. He could potentially start hitting his hitchhiker escape. Exactly. So when I take this grip up here, I'll try and lock it, number one, almost like I'm putting him in an Americana. So that it comes up, I wedge it in my bicep and forearm, connect, and I fall up over the top of his head. But the whole time this is connected to my chest. So that's going to come with me, and then I'll straighten out and finish the armbar. Okay, so when we slide this up and we take it above his head like this, I'm not separating and falling away from the arm. I'm going to lock it in here as tight as I can. I fall this way, the grip's already gone, and then start rotating out. As I rotate out, I'm trying to point his thumb upwards. So I'm going to roll this arm. If I get here like this and he can keep his arm, his thumb pointing down, he's always got the chance of walking out the escape. So that's essentially the principle. Is all we're doing, just grip up, S grip, is taking his grip up and away from his body where it's in more of an unnatural position. I can use the same principle just by bringing his arms towards me. Keep that grip. So if I straighten out his arms, that his grip goes further and further away from his body, and it becomes much easier to break. So I can literally just go and grab that elbow. There are variations where I can loop this through the hole. I can grab that far one. Now I have this armbar. If he still has this grip, this is a nasty armbar because it's under the armpit, you get way more leverage. But I just follow that same principle. I'm bringing his grip away from his body. So whether I do it simply like this, or if I loop this in, shoot through the hole, I want this hand up on my shoulder here. This will be a nice armbar here like this on the far arm. If not, pinch. There you go. Again, with this S grip one, this is a wide elbow grip for him. So it does present like a lot of space here like this. So some people like kicking this off. It's a cool one. I don't like using the leg over the head. Again, it could potentially give him the chance to start either knocking this off a little bit easier or start sitting up. So me personally, I'll keep this one over the head and I'll use this one. Okay, so the heel goes in. Rather than one strong push, which is good, my leg against his arms is a good deal, but some guys are strong and it's last resort, they're going to hold it. Rather than just one long push, just machine gun the grip, you're going to jolt it like this. So it puts much more strain on the grip. He's always going to try and re-grip. So as soon as you get rid of that, don't just, of course, like as soon as I break here, I'm going to try and take the hand away, but I'm always going to trap this. If he does try and catch it again, I need to try and keep it away. Okay? And again, I can essentially do the same thing by putting the foot through the hole and then putting the foot through the hole as well. So you end up with this X. Again, the problem with this one is sometimes you bring pressure off the head and it gives them a chance to do something potentially. So be careful, you might have to use your posted hand. So either heel in, machine gun it off, or you can go all the way through the hole, all the way through the hole, and do the same thing again. Again, when the grip breaks, it's very hard for him to reconnect because I can keep his hand away from me. What you're going to find is this guy's grip is a little bit stronger when he goes on this rear naked choke grip, particularly when he gets this hand, the protecting one, under the leg. If it's under the leg, he's got a much better chance of bringing this off, creating space, blah, blah, blah. So in that scenario, I would start pinning this leg, the one over his head, down on the bottom. So if he tries to remove that now, whereas sometimes if I have this one on top, he can now just push that up a little bit. Yeah, he can lift that up and over. So this foot is going to lock it on. And there's loads of elaborate breaks from here, all really cool. Like I can start sitting them up, stomp, hips, whip, all loads of cool stuff. The easiest one, the best one I've ever saw, I saw Zanji Ribeiro do it. And it's the simplest one, okay? You keep, number one, you keep strain on his grip. In an arm bar, you should always be making him hold on. So rather than just relax like this, I've got like nice good posture. I can have my hand here on my thigh. I might grab my lapel, but look, I'm not doing this. Okay? I'm always making him burn out his grip by keeping tension on it. And then when I'm good and ready, my free hand is just going to palm strike open the elbow. So I'm just pushing it open, and as soon as it's gone, we're here like this. Okay, so if he's in this rear naked choke grip, very strong. If he's under the leg, I'll make sure I pin it. If it's like this or floating, he's going to clear this very easily. Okay, so we pin it, scoot the hips in. I make sure his elbow is connected to my chest. I might go for this Kimura grip a little bit. I can put like a little bit of a muscle crush on as well, but I'm keeping strain on his grip. If he tries to sit up, I always have my post in hand to stop it, and I want to surprise him a little bit, so when I'm good and ready, this also blocks his vision so he can't really see what's going on. Just palm strike the elbow away. Right away we can take the arm. Okay, so number one, tighten everything up. As soon as I get here, I'm scooting my hips in. I can decide if I'm crossing my feet. If I want more pressure on his head, I'll put this one on the bottom. I might spread my knees a little bit. I've got my post in hand. If I feel that he's going to spin towards me or run away, I can cross my feet, this one on the bottom, and really pull my heels into my butt. I scoot my hips in as well. If he tries to spin now, very hard to, again, I've still got my post in hand. If he's on this wide S grip, remember the principle, I want to take his grip up and away from his body, so I can slide it up, rotate, not falling away from the arm. Don't do this, and don't do this. Like this, I can just go and grab his elbow, I can look through the hole. Like this, I can use my foot, my preference is to use this one, and I machine gun it off, I can go through the hole. Like this, if he's in that rear naked choke grip, keep tension all the time. Yes, I can do all the cool stuff, or just palm strike it off.